House hippos are very timid creatures and are rarely seen.
Hey, folks.
Hey, how's it going, everybody?
It's the House Hippos.
How's it going?
Episode 2. Hope you're having a very happy, spooky Halloween.
Woo!
It's October right now. It's when all the chicks that pretend to be witches are in full witch mode, and
We got that Sephora witch kit.
we got
What's
the Sephora
good?
witch kit going on. We got some pumpkins and shit. There's no candy here. We're filming this in the middle of October. It's October 20th. Right
Yeah,
now,
but
or
you know when
19th.
this is coming out?
It's coming out on Halloween.
On Halloween.
There you go. Oh, cool. Happy Halloween. Happy spooky day. Hope you guys got a lot of candy. Most of our viewers are probably 25-ish, so if they're still going trick-or-treating, it's a little bit weird, but hey.
If you're going with your nieces, nephews,
Kids. Hopefully you get a bit of that sweet candy stash.
steal their stash.
And if you're smart like us, you're going to go to Wally World tomorrow when boxes of candy are $3 a pop and buy it out.
Ching.
I have that day off, actually. I have
you
November
go.
1st off. That's immediately what I'm doing. I'm going to Walmart. Spending my money carelessly on Maynards.
I mean, that's a good shit right there.
Maynards. So,
Okay, but real talk.
real talk. It is the...
What is your favorite
Okay.
Halloween candy?
What is my favorite Halloween candy?
Like you have your favorite candy, but there's your favorite one that you get that's like the quote unquote fun size that you always get at Halloween.
Yeah, I mean... Going back, I think the last time I went trick-or-treating was, like, I was 11 or 12 years old, and I can't quite pin down what I would always go for first when I went trick-or-treating. Because it's been forever. I was weird. I always liked those rockets that you had growing up.
I'm with you on rockets. Rockets are good.
If we have any American viewers, those are what you guys call Smarties.
And our Smarties are chocolate.
And our Smarties are like better M&Ms. We have M&Ms, but Smarties are somehow better. Canadian Smarties are just better.
arguably like M&Ms more than Smarties.
See,
There's something chalky about Smarties. I don't know. It's probably just me.
well, the way I see it is like peanut M&Ms. Any of the cool M&M variants were always better than actual M&Ms for me.
Yeah, I'm with you.
Right?
I'm with you on that.
Like they had pretzel M&Ms.
Ooh.
Game changer.
Caramel M&Ms.
Never had those.
They're good.
Never had those.
They got hazelnut ones now.
Bro, when I worked at the dollar store, we would get all the cool M&M variants, so I would just try different ones on my break. I never got around to the caramel ones, though, and if I did, I probably didn't like them, because I'm not really big on the sweet things, right?
Yeah.
So,
You like that salty shit?
yeah, I'm a bit of a savory boy. I prefer my savory candies. I'm coming out of a bit of a cold. I mean, I came out of it last week, but I got a deep, sultry voice.
Are you coming
going
out
on.
of your cage?
I'm coming out of my cage, and I've been doing just fine. No, but Smarties or Rockets were probably great to get. I think
Did you ever separate them?
did I ever separate them? No, I
By
usually
color?
threw them into a bag or a box, and they kind of just sat there. And I would get lazy and throw the wrappers in there too. Did you ever do that as a kid?
Yeah.
You'd like eat all your favorites first, and then just get lazy and not throw them away. You'd throw them back in the bin of candy for some reason. So like 3 weeks later, when you've completely depleted your supply of Halloween candy, you'd go and see the wrapper for your favorite, and you'd grab it and it'd be empty, and you'd kick yourself. Is that just
And
me?
you just be depressed.
You just be depressed
no,
after that?
I feel you on that.
You feel me on
I
that?
feel
Yeah.
that.
It's like, oh, man. Yeah, fuck yeah, Rockets. And then I'd go grab... Well, I mean, Rockets are kind of... That one's obvious. Like, you know,
It's
a
literally
clear
just
wrapper,
sugar.
right? Well, no,
Yeah.
that's like a clear wrapper, right?
Oh,
So
yeah,
if you
yeah.
see that, it's like apparent that it's like a
No,
wrapper.
but I
Like-
think one of my favorites... I love Twix in general.
You're one of those weirdos. No, Twix is good.
I fucking love Twix.
Twix is good. I'm on with that.
But honestly, I like getting a good old peanut butter cup, Reese's peanut butter cup.
That's it. I think that's
On
it for
Halloween.
me. Yeah, that's
Yeah.
it for me. I'm a sucker for the Reese's peanut butter cup. Anything Reese's, really. In fact,
'Cause-
I'll go and say Reese's Pieces
Ooh,
are better than Smarties or M&M's.
yes, I agree.
Because
I'm with you on that.
I don't like chocolate to begin with.
Okay.
I'm not a huge chocolate fan. I
But
know
you get that peanut butter in there
She
and a
throws
little
some
bit of that
peanut-
candy.
Oh, damn, son. Like, oh man.
Good enough for ET.
What I remember getting, and I don't know if this is still a thing. I don't quite know the name of them, but they're like a toffee. And I remember all the boomers would hand it out.
Okay.
It was like a really cheap candy. They probably bought it at the dollar store because they just didn't give a fuck about Halloween, right? They're just like, whatever, I'll just buy some candy at the dollar store for the kiddies. It was like this toffee caramel thing. Came in an orange wrapper.
Okay.
And it was like a square shaped.
Oh, I know.
It had like a picture of a pumpkin on it and said Happy Halloween.
Yeah.
If I can find a picture.
Okay. It's
Do you know what they're called?
The regular just caramel squares?
No, they were bigger. They were bigger than a caramel square.
Okay, they were a bit bigger than that.
They're about I remember them being about the size of like a Zippo lighter. Maybe a bit smaller than a Zippo lighter.
Okay.
Like if I can find a picture of it, I'm gonna email it to you and you put it up on the screen. If this is going on YouTube.
Probably further down the line. I don't know.
All right.
I haven't figured that side
We
of
haven't
things
figured
out.
that out yet here at
We
at the
are,
House Hippos
by the
show.
way, trying to get up onto iTunes right now. So if this episode isn't up, then we're still in the middle of that. And I looked into Spotify.
5 episodes is the minimum before we can have anything on Spotify.
Yes, and I have to look into some money side of things as well with it.
Yeah, for sure. So stay tuned for that. But no, I don't remember. I don't quite remember what the name is. I think they were called like Halloween coins or something like that. I need to I'm gonna gazoogle this right now.
There was a chocolate, and I don't know exactly what it was, but it was kind of like it would come in like, ghosts or something like that, like shaped like a ghost.
Aha!
And then it had like wafer bits
I found them.
inside of it. You found it?
I found them.
What is it?
I think. Yeah. Okay. Pretty much. This is the Halloween candy molasses. This is the molasses kiss. This is what the name of the candy is called. It's made by Kurz, and yeah, okay, it's that. It came in like orange packaging.
Oh, I know that.
You know what I mean?
It's pretty good.
Here's the
I
thing.
like
yeah,
it.
when I was a kid, I'm like, ew. Now, my taste buds are more refined. I love toffee and I love molasses, so I'm like, yo, dude, this is fantastic.
Okay, did you know in 101 Dalmatians, the live action version?
Never saw it, but go on.
Okay, at the end of the movie, Cruella de Vil drowns in a giant tub of molasses.
I haven't seen the original one in years, so I will. I don't know if that happened in the animated original, but like, fuck, that's pretty morbid.
She either drowned in it or she at least got stuck in it and had to be shaved out
Right.
or something. I can't remember.
That's pretty grim. Can you imagine? Hot,
it's
sticky
gross.
molasses,
Ugh.
man. Oh gosh.
And that stuff is like, oh, it's the worst.
In a kid's film, bro.
In a kid's film.
Oh my god, that's some like Saw 3 bullshit right there. It's like,
In order to get Billy out, you have to kill the person next to you. But the person next to you is slowly being lowered into a vat of molasses. You have 3 minutes.
never seen a single Saw movie, but I think I nailed Jigsaw.
You nailed it. You nailed it.
I think I nailed it.
You did nail it.
Funny enough, we're gonna start talking about TV shows in a minute now. I remember around Halloween.
Oh, if it's Halloween, it's Saw.
Yeah, I
That
remember
was the
around-
thing for a good couple years.
Remember around Halloween, my naughty little ass was just fucking. That came out wrong. My bad. My misbehaving little self was staying up late watching Teletoon at night, and a trailer for Saw 5 came on, and it was like it was made to look like it was playing on like a shitty VHS tape or a TV station.
Yeah,
that
like
just
an old
kinda ran.
CRT.
Nah, kind of. It was made more to look like it was coming off of like the channel was intercepted or something like that.
Mm-hmm.
Right? So it was weird. And you just saw like a grainy image of Jigsaw's face, and he was like talking like this. You have 3 minutes to change the channel or something creepy like that. And I just remember that really freaked me out. But yeah, like I remember Teletoon at night would always get the horror movie ads. So like I remember when Nightmare on Elm Street got remade, I saw that one. When
Yeah.
Friday the 13th got remade.
I
saw
like
that
the
one.
Friday the 13th remake.
I've not seen any of those remakes. I don't even think I've seen the original Friday the 13th.
It's okay.
Yeah? I thought the original...
That was pre-Jason. The original Friday is pre-Jason.
I thought that the original Nightmare on Elm Street was the least scariest thing I've ever seen in my life. Kind of goofy.
It is kind of goofy.
kinda-
You and I watched it. It is kind of goofy.
It's like all those horror movies.
But I love it so much.
Yeah, all those horror movies that were freaky in the 70s and 80s. I have no idea if if a lot of them have held up to the test of time. Like I know Texas Chainsaw Massacre.
It still kind of holds up.
It's still regarded
holds
as
up.
a pretty freaky movie, but like I went and watched last year with my girlfriend and I. We sat down and watched the OG Halloween.
It's kind of slow.
It's very goofy. It's very slow, very goofy.
Yeah. But I mean, like, it's still good. I still love going back and watching them. You want to see Goofy?
I do.
Watch Creature from the Black Lagoon.
Oh yeah. Well, that was what?
It's all swimming.
Was that the 50s?
It's the 50s.
Yeah.
It's all swimming.
Man, wasn't it Nightmare on Elm Street? Or not Nightmare on Elm Street. It was that Friday the 13th movie that took place entirely on a boat. Jason Takes Manhattan.
Jason Takes Manhattan.
That was it.
Yeah.
That was...
Spends like 10 minutes in Manhattan. All the rest of it's on a boat.
Do you know what I did watch the other day that kind of freaked me out?
What?
Might be Wes Craven's best film. Fight me on this. It's Scream.
Scream is amazing. I love Scream.
I watched Scream for the first time the other day with my mom and my sister.
You can watch Scream 1, Scream 2, skip Scream 3, and go straight to Scream 4.
And they're all good?
Scream 2 is kind of meh, but it's still good.
Well, I don't even think... Was Wes Craven even attached to that one? Did he have anything?
He did all of them.
He did all of them?
He did all of them.
Wow.
Yeah, I saw a panel at Fan Expo the year that Wes Craven died, and it was the week after he died, and they had a huge... They had a panel of the original screencast.
Right.
And it kind of just turned into a in memoriam of Wes and everybody telling their favorite stories of Wes. But no, Neve Campbell said that she would only do a Scream movie if Wes said that he was going to do it.
If Wes Craven approved of the project.
If Wes was going to do it. Not even if he approved of it, if he was the one directing it.
That makes sense.
So yeah, he directed all of them. Yeah, it's such a good movie. That was the one that really got me into horror movies.
Yeah, I read up a little bit about it, and apparently the MPAA were giving them a very hard time about like an R rating.
Yeah,
they'd had to get sent to the board like 9 times.
Yeah,
and they kept giving it an NC-17, and he's fighting for that R rating. So at some point he just goes, "Hey, watch it like it's a comedy," and then they give it an R rating.
Yeah,
because it's in a way, if you watch it like a comedy, it changes the movie entirely.
Yeah,
it's fucking funny.
They had a whole thing about the first kill of the movie with what's her name?
Drew Barrymore?
Yeah, Drew Barrymore.
Yeah.
Drew Barrymore's kill at the beginning of the movie. He wanted to have, when her body is strung up at the end of that scene, he wanted to have steam coming out of her guts.
Jesus.
And like, it's still dripping and everything. And he's like, do you think we could get away with that? You think I could get away with that?
Fuck no. That's freaky. All right. Well, horror movies aside.
But you know what? We're going to go back in time.
What do you mean?
We're going to go back to when we were, we tots.
We tots.
We were sitting on the couch, getting excited to go out trick-or-treating.
Right.
In our costumes. Mm-hmm. Having our little dinner before we head out, because you can't go trick or treating on an empty stomach.
I never ate dinner.
You never ate dinner?
No.
Okay.
No.
But
candy.
And you're watching the TV.
Right.
And you throw on Platoon, like TV. You got those spooky bumpers on there with bats and monsters,
jack-o'-lanterns and shit, dude.
Oh,
ugh. Talking about seasonal programming. On the
YTV voice guy, they started to go a little extra spooky.
Yeah. So my question is, who do you think did the seasonal programming around Halloween better? Because I'm talking between Teletoon and YTV. In my eyes, YTV always.
Yeah, we're not going to count Family Channel on this because Family Channel did
bro.
nothing.
No, they did. They did a lot. They played a bunch of movies actually, and I'll talk about that in a minute.
Yeah, because they always had the Disney licensing, so they would play like Halloween Town,
we
Hocus Pocus, that type of stuff.
Exclude Disney here because they did have.
It's a huge part of it.
All of the cult films that like all the women our age are like obsessing over.
I am gonna mention that we are gonna break the format a little bit, because I think for specials you have to include some of the American content as well. This isn't going to be just strictly Canadian
For sure,
content.
because a lot of the stuff that came on was typically American classics.
Exactly.
Like the Great Pumpkin, Charlie Brown, and stuff like that. And
you were mentioning a gold one yesterday.
Scary Godmother?
Scary Godmother.
Yeah.
I did some digging.
Well, can I answer
we'll
my
come back to it.
Answer my question first.
Yeah.
Because I imagine you watched more of that stuff than I did. Teletoon was kind of a treat. We didn't really have it in my house growing up. And
Yeah.
my grandmother on my mom's side had it, so I would see it every once in a while. I wouldn't see it, all the time. So so YTV was like it for me. They had the best of the Halloween programming. They got the cooler Cartoon Network specials,
Yeah.
like Scary Godmother. That's where I saw it originally. Excuse me. They had a lot of the weird Canadian horror shows, like Martin Mystery, which we'll talk more about later.
I love Martin Mystery.
Martin Mystery got regular airtime, but when Halloween rolled around,
Oh, it was like
all over the
regular.
place.
It would be like, we're having a Martin Mystery marathon. Let's fucking go, boys.
Right. So what would you say was better?
You know what? I think Teletoon had the better movies out of the two.
yeah.
I think Teletoon had the better of the movies,
What was it?
but I think in terms of their regular programming, YTV had it better.
Well,
YTV always had like the better special Halloween episodes for their shows. Although Teletoon came in hard with the 16 Halloween special
Coming in
and
hard,
the
bro.
and the they're coming in hard.
They're coming in hard, bro.
With these two different 16 Halloween specials. The big one that everybody remembers is Due to the Dead.
Dude.
The one where it's all zombies and stuff.
Oh
taking
yeah, I
over the
remember
mall.
that. That's been fucking forever.
It's good. It's
I
good.
haven't watched 16 in years.
Made me remember that Jonesy is a pervert.
Well, yeah, I mean, there was an episode where they dropped the P bomb.
But I mean,
we're gonna
like-
do an entire episode about 16. Bit of
Yeah.
a spoiler alert, but I just want to mention, like, 16, man, and the entirety of Fresh Media pushing it, man.
Okay,
they
but
push the censors.
You know how you see the first zombie kill in 16 in the 16 special?
Don't remember it.
Jonesy's peeping through a change room.
Oh.
He has a peephole into a change room,
Oh.
into a women's change room.
Jesus.
And he just sees like a guy barge in and start like eating the girl
What
alive.
the fuck, dude? That's
Yeah.
crazy. Oh man, Fresh
and
Media.
he's on the phone talking to Wyatt and describing everything that he's
What
seeing.
the hell? Dude, Fresh Media was on some shit. I don't know what they bribed Teletoon to get most of that stuff on the air. But
I don't
that's
know.
Crazy
Oh,
to me.
and then so that and the Total Drama specials that would happen almost yearly, like every
See,
season they would do one.
I never watched those.
I'm
not familiar.
love the Total Drama Island one because they essentially did like a spoof on Friday the 13th. So, and it ends at the end of it with the whole thing is they have to survive a night with a crazed maniac with a chainsaw and a hook. And that's like their challenge.
Yeah.
And it's just Chef dressed up.
Okay. Yeah, I imagine.
But then
as
they
much.
find out that there's an actual crazed maniac
Fuck,
with a chainsaw
I remember
and a
this
hook.
now. Yeah, okay.
And at the end of the episode, Gwen is just done with this shit. She's making a sandwich while the real crazed maniac with a chainsaw and a hook is coming up behind her, about to kill her. And then the whole cast runs in and it's just like, Gwen, that's a real escaped maniac with a chainsaw and a hook.
I remember this.
And then she beats the shit out of him. And he goes, what the hell?
Yeah, I
What
remember.
the hell, man?
I remember that, man. That was funny.
But yeah, so that will always be in my memory. But yeah, and Teletoon had, as I was talking to you about beforehand, they had a couple made-for-TV movies pop up every now and then, like My Babysitter's a Vampire, which turned into a regular like TV series.
On YTV.
No, on Teletoon.
Maybe you're right. You usually Wikipedia this shit.
I
more
have it
than I
right
do.
in front of me.
I
yeah.
fucking knew it. All right. I don't know. I never really grew up watching the Teletoon Halloween, but the YTV stuff was always like, you get the you get the Fairly Odd Parents and the SpongeBob Halloween episodes, their Halloween television shows like Monster by Mistake. That was a weird one. You ever watch Monster by Mistake?
No.
Let me describe the premise to you. This kid has a curse or something, all right? It's a shitty CG animated show. It's grim, all right? Every time this guy sneezes, he turns into this blue, like, Sam the Eagle looking motherfucker, like, just giant, like, blue monster, all right? And that's it. That's the whole show. And his parents don't know for some reason that this kid has a horrible, like, medical condition where whenever he sneezes, he turns into this blue Hulk looking thing. And, yeah, I don't remember much of it. Clearly, it wasn't that memorable. I just remember the concept.
What was that one that I sent you the other day?
I'm not sure.
Barry's Beasts or something like that?
Never watched it, but I know, here, let me pull it up.
It was one of those ones that, like, I would see every now and then. It was kind of like The Boy.
Brady's Beast.
Brady's Beasts.
The Boy.
Yeah, I found it online.
Yeah?
It's pretty spooky. It's got a couple eerie moments to it.
Is it spooky?
It is actually kind of spoopy. Spoopy with a capital PP.
I've never watched Brady's Beast. When you sent that to me, I was like completely puzzled. I was like, what the fuck is this guy on about? But one Halloween special that I do remember watching, or one show that I remember watching, it got regular airtime on YTV, but when Halloween came around, they pushed it all the time. There's a show called Mona the Vampire.
Yeah.
I don't quite remember the premise.
So I've got it up here.
Me too. I have it on my phone as well.
Mona the Vampire is a children's animated television series that was created by Sonia Hollyman.
Mona the Vampire is based on a series of 90s children's books of the same name that was written and illustrated by Sonia Hollyman, and later, I'm not even going to bother pronouncing that name.
Huan Oram.
He did. Anyway.
Huan?
So yeah, it was basically like these, I'll read the, let me just go to the premise.
Yeah.
The series follows the adventures of Mona Parker, who refers to herself as Mona the Vampire.
Is she a fake vampire?
She is not a real vampire. I know, she's a bigger poser than
Posier.
me. She's a posier.
Posier. Posier!
I don't remember much of the show because when it was on, I was 4 years old.
Mm-hmm.
And I barely remember anything from being 4 years old. However, I do remember that Halloween, 2004, I was at my cousin's house. And we were going to go trick-or-treating together. And my younger cousin...
So it was on syndication at that point.
Syndication?
Yep.
Yeah.
Because the last season was season 4, and it was made in 2002.
Right. And I just remember it was on TV, and my cousin dressed up as Mona the Vampire that year.
Okay.
Yeah, she had the costume down pat.
Dressed up as a fake vampire.
Yes. She dressed up not as a vampire, but as someone dressing up as a vampire. Very meta. And I remember, like, it was a good haul. My cousins lived in a kind of all-right neighborhood. Mm-hmm. So, like, the candy haul that year, bro, I must have filled a whole fucking pillowcase. To the brim. To the brim. Or, like, a garbage bag. And I also remember watching the Jacob Tutu Halloween special, which had the same sort of vibes. I barely remember it. I just remember there was a scene where his friend was sitting on this gigantic trash bag that was, like, at least double his height. And it's just full of candy.
His friend with the overbite?
Yeah, you know what I'm talking
man.
about. And I'm just like, I want that this year for Halloween, and I didn't get that much candy.
Oh, fuck, lame. What happened here? Oh, never mind, it's still going. Okay.
We probably had technical difficulties.
No,
but I remember that.
It's still going.
Honestly, like, Halloween
Let me bring up my Evernote here so that way I can grab that Jacob Tutu Halloween special.
So you have it written down.
Yeah.
I didn't go over your Evernotes. Welcome to House Hippos podcast, where Duncan does all the research, and I'm barely scraping by with what I remember. That's it, folks. That's the whole format. This is what we're doing. I just remember the Jacob Tutu special, specifically that one scene where they're just sitting on a gigantic trash bag full of Halloween candy, and I'm like,
so it's called the Jacob Tutu and the Halloween Hullabaloo.
Okay.
Let me see if I can get some more info on the episode here.
Pull it up, bro.
Okay. From HalloweenSpecials.fandom.com.
There's a whole fandom page dedicated to Halloween specials?
Yup.
That's some...
When Jacob calls his teacher a mean old witch for handing out homework assignment on Halloween, he almost doesn't live to regret it.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Honestly, I was like 4 when I saw it. I don't remember much from being 4 years old. That was a fucking while ago. I just remember seeing that one scene. That's it. That's about all I remember.
Yeah, and like Jacob's just walking around with a hockey mask on. That's it. Good old Canadian boy with a goalie mask going.
There you go. That's it.
And his buddy's just got a paper bag on his head.
Yeah, that's it. I remember that.
Yep.
Too. Now that you mention it.
Yep, just a paper
Coming
bag.
back very vividly. That was a weird. That sounds like a weird special. Jacob Tutu. We got a whole episode due on that soon.
Oh yeah,
for sure.
By the way, if you ever have any episode ideas that you think we should talk about, just either comment on our Facebook, send us a DM on the Facebook, or give us an email.
Yep.
And our email link in the description.
Yep, it's all there, folks.
Yeah.
But what else was there? What else was there? I'm just trying to think of TV shows specifically.
Yeah.
That were like.
I mean, I'm remembering that YTV almost always played Willy Wonka and the Chocolate Factory
around Halloween.
all around Halloween.
You and I have a different memory.
That.
You have a different memory than I do.
Monster House.
Monster House.
Monster House is
fucking
awesome.
movie is great.
It's so good.
Oh my god.
With Mitchell Russo.
I remember when I watched it for the first time at my grandma's house.
It's
I was
got
like,
some good scares in it, man.
I need to own this movie. I need to own it on DVD. And I had like a pirated ass Pacific Mall bootleg copy of it
There
that
we
never
are.
worked. I was bummed. But Monster House, man, holy shit, that movie's fantastic. It might be the best of those creepy semi-live action motion capture Robert Zemeckis movies that he was doing. He did like 5 of them. That might be the best one. He also did Polar Express. Same studio.
Yeah, I feel like Monster House is the best.
But that's a movie for another episode. Anyway, Monster House might be the best one. Monster House was always on YTV. I don't think Teletoon ever aired that one. I think YTV had the exclusive rights to air that.
Yeah.
Yeah. And then what else was there? I'm trying to think.
Let's see what we got here.
I'm kind of skimping on TV shows that I remember were like Halloween themed, but I always remember YTV played when Halloween rolled around. You know, YTV would always have the exclusive Halloween content. Like nothing would kind of be.
Sorry if you're hearing any buzzing or anything like that. We are right beside a construction site.
Yeah. Oh, if it picks up, I don't know. Duncan will try to fix it as best he can.
I'm not gonna be able to fix that.
I know.
Okay, do you remember Cyber Chase?
Cyber Chase. Was that was that with the 3 kids that had
The 3 kids in the weird bird thing?
Yeah, I vaguely remember it.
Yeah.
Not
so
too
they
vividly,
did
no.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5 different Halloween specials. They went all the way up to 2017. I think it's still airing.
That is some PBS bullshit.
Yeah, that is PBS.
It has to be PBS.
It is PBS.
They're publicly funded, right? So like
Yeah.
everything gets paid for, you know. By the way, unrelated, did you know that HBO owns Sesame Street now?
When are we going to see some Game of Thrones level Sesame Street?
Well, not even that, but I feel like, you know how there was always that theory that Ernie and Bert are gay?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's definitely confirmed now that HBO owns it. We have a bunch of weird Muppet plot lines and stuff like that.
Thank you, HBO.
I read the other day that there is a Muppet whose mother is an opioid addict. This is legitimate, folks. This is just
Is it
a way.
Oscar the Grouch?
No.
No?
I imagine Oscar would be a crack addict. Opioids, you know, it's a little pricey. Crack, he can make that in that trash can. Anyway, regardless of that, I'm trying to think. Was there ever a Muppet Halloween special?
Let me look into that.
I feel like there must have been. I remember seeing something. I know the Muppet Christmas special was like the Christmas Carol. Remember that?
Yeah.
But
It's good.
That's a movie for another episode.
Muppet Halloween special. Yes, they did one with Alice Cooper on it.
Was that for the show?
It was for the show.
Oh, okay. I'm thinking like a movie.
Like a movie? I don't
Yeah.
think they did.
All right. Word.
No, but they did do one with Alice Cooper on it.
All right, I say we break into the specials that I think everyone is familiar with, instead of just trying to barely scrape together memories that I might have had.
Yeah, I mean, like, I got a couple different things here, but...
I say we start off with the one we've mentioned earlier, and I think the one that a lot of people are familiar with.
Scary Godmother?
Scary Godmother.
Yeah, man.
I remember seeing it when I was much younger, not remembering a thing about it, but it's become a bit of a cult hit, and it actually shows up in a lot of online discussions now. So I've seen it. I've seen it in its entirety, and it's probably... It's a pretty good little Halloween ditty there, you know?
It's pretty good, you know? There's not much to it, but it's good for, like, you know, a young kid that just wants to get into the mood, get into the season. It's harmless.
The plot is okay. It's a little, you know, kind of disjointed, but it's at least, you know, it's at least a story, you know?
Yeah.
It's fucking weird. Like, this girl just gets sucked into this dimension that kind of only exists around Halloween.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, they're kind of alive for one day out of the year, and then after that, it's like, oh, well, I don't know what we do until then. I don't know what we do with the other 364 days a year. You know, at least Santa's elves are, like, working on toys and talking with R&D departments for different companies to figure out how they can manufacture iPads and shit. What am I going on about?
If you want to know...
Yeah.
There is a second Scary Godmother.
I am familiar with the sequel. Yeah. It gets weirder.
It does get weirder. It shows what's going on pre-Halloween season.
Mm-hmm.
You know, Scary Godmother is there grabbing a bunch of leaves off the tree and roasting them in her oven to make them all crisp and orange and brown.
Right. It expands on the Scary Godmother lore.
Yeah.
I think we need a Scary Godmother 3.
Well.
Don't tell me.
Well.
Don't tell me.
No.
Oh.
But
okay.
So here's a sort of overview of Scary Godmother.
Right.
So it's based off of a comic book series.
Yeah, I know that.
Yep.
I'm familiar
by
with that.
Jill Thompson. You know what else Jill Thompson was really well known for?
I think I know, but tell me anyway.
She illustrated The Sandman. Neil Gaiman's The Sandman series for DC and Dark Horse.
I remember that. Yeah. Yeah, I read that. I just forgot. Now I remember. Okay. So yeah, Jill Thompson?
Yeah, Jill Thompson. What else has she got here? She did some one time on Wonder Woman. Yeah, The Sandman, number 40 to 49. Black Orchid, The Invisible Swamp Thing. She did some stuff on. One book on Swamp Thing. She's done a lot of work in the comic industry.
So she's a comic book artist.
X-Men Unlimited.
Oh, she's even got some Marvel stuff in there.
Yeah, no, she's got Marvel, the X-Files comic. She did that. What else has she got in here for DC? Bizarro.
So it sounds like this woman has a pretty extensive
Looney
career.
Tunes, Death.
Interesting.
Batman Gotham Knights. Fables, House of Mystery, Delirium, Shade.
She's done a lot, Duncan. Speed it up.
She did the Goosebumps comic book series as well.
I didn't even know Goosebumps had a comic book series.
Of course Goosebumps has a comic book series. You think a property as big and as money making as Goosebumps wouldn't have a comic book series?
No, you're probably right. Yeah.
They got Jack Black to do a goddamn movie for them.
Yeah,
you think they can...
The paycheck was good enough, I suppose. Yeah. I mean, Scary Godmother. First one was interesting, but I think I remember the second one a lot more because at that point I was older.
Yeah.
And I kind of remember it vividly. And I remember the plot of the second one was the kid from the older kid. I think his name was Jimmy.
Yep. Jimmy's
blonde
Revenge.
hair.
The Revenge of Jimmy is
Revenge
the
of
name
Jimmy.
of it.
Official subtitle.
Okay.
This kid went nuts after getting the shit scared out of him by the boogeyman. And he had like some PTSD and shit and it fucked with his mind, like Apocalypse Now style. So he's all fucked up, right?
He's ready to kill somebody.
Yeah, man. Like he's ruining Halloween pretty much. This motherfucker is destroying livelihoods and like damaging potential profits. Do you remember this shit?
I've got the Wikipedia for the original book.
Oh, okay.
It up
but
here.
I'm talking about the special specifically.
So,
This motherfucker.
well, that's the thing. That special is based. Yeah, so that special is the exact same story as the book. They didn't change anything.
Okay.
Because it's based off of the second book in the series, which is Jimmy's Revenge.
Okay. So yeah, this motherfucker.
This is directly from Wikipedia. So
and this is for the book, right?
They are the exact same thing.
Okay.
Many Halloweens ago, Hannah's cousin Jimmy loved dressing up like a monster until last Halloween when he discovered that monsters are real and fears they will get him again this year. He then monster-proofs his room by putting balloons on the floor, sleeping with the lights on, and emptying everything out from under his bed in his closet when his friends Daryl, Bert, and Katie arrive, explaining he's boycotting Halloween. His friends don't want to be involved in any of this, so they leave for Hannah's house where she's putting up Halloween decorations until she runs out of cobwebs. Bugaboo, the monster, recommends that she should go visit Scary Godmother by using the skeleton key to fright side.
Wow,
to the fright side.
Okay, so they literally just ripped this from the pages of the comics.
Yes,
that's
it's
exactly
100%.
Okay. So yeah, I want to talk about Jimmy though. I want to just I get it.
Yeah.
Plot synopsis. If you haven't seen Scary Godmother, it holds up all right.
Yeah,
like, I think
you can find it on YouTube.
Give it a
little
look.
watch, you know, get into if you're, this comes out on Halloween, if you're just kind of sitting around handing out some candy to the kiddies, throw that on while you wait.
Yeah, so I think we mentioned it before, but it's an American special. It aired on Cartoon Network originally.
Although it looks like it was animated in Canada. So it's a U.S.-Canadian joint operation.
There you go. We had some doings in that shit. There you are. But yeah, man, I just remember fucking Jimmy. This guy was so traumatized by Halloween. He wanted to fuck it up for everybody.
Okay, you want to know what else I found really weird? So the animation in this is already kind of
Yeah.
It's like really cheap to 3D animation.
I think you can make something better in Gary's mod if you really wanted to.
Yeah. But can't be too hard on it because it came out in 2003.
Mm-hmm.
So I mean, you can't be too hard on it.
It's old. We have better shit now, like Pixar animating every individual hair on Sully's body kind of good, you know what I mean?
Yeah,
like,
exactly.
This is a made-for-TV movie.
Mm-hmm.
So the animation is janky as fuck, but you know what? The writing's pretty good.
Yeah, but you know what I did find really weird? Almost every other character had regular eyes. Like they had the whites of their eyes, iris, pupil. No problem.
No, I think it was just the younger girl.
No, Scary Godmother had it as well. The vampires
I'm talking about the humans, though.
Yeah, all the other humans, except for that little child, have just pupils.
Had the burnt-out Sam and Max pupils.
What happened to traumatize all of these people so much that the rest of their eye is gone and it's just pupil?
Heroin. I don't know. The real monster. The real monster.
Surprise!
Here.
It actually takes place in the future during the opioid epidemic.
Crisis. Yeah, it's a crisis, Duncan. It's not an epidemic. It's not an epidemic. It's a crisis. I fucking knocked the mic over. All right.
God damn it.
But yeah, the sequel, like this fucking kid. If you haven't seen it, spoiler alert. But this fucking kid is so traumatized by Halloween, he goes into every store, vandalizes the candy, putting like a skull and crossbones on it, which I guess would assume like with a Sharpie,
That just makes it more spookier.
Like he puts his skull and crossbones
There's skull
on
and crossbones everywhere.
To imply that it's
poisoned.
poisoned, which is dumb. You don't think someone's gonna look at that shit and it's like, who just drew on my candy with a Sharpie? Oh, he did the same thing with costumes.
The shop owners come out and they're just like, hey, you little shit.
He's like, well, I guess I gotta fucking discount this. Thanks, asshole. It's not even November 1st yet. You put like flammable signs on the costumes so nobody could buy new costumes. They all have to get thrown away. Oh no! Oh boy! And then what else?
Surprise, surprise! Costumes are flammable anyways.
And then he went to a fucking pumpkin patch
and starts beating the shit out of
and
pumpkins.
starts like kicking in all these pumpkins.
Asshole, that's somebody's property.
That's someone's livelihood, bro.
That's how a family is getting fed through the winter.
Oh, dude.
You have just killed a family.
So what are these
You
kids?
have that orange blood on your hands.
So here's what happens after the crew of these kids that aren't PTSD riddled. They go to these stores and they see all these like vandalized costumes and candies. And what do? They come up with alternatives. It's like, oh, hey, why don't you just use your costume from last year? Or, hey, instead of buying candy, why don't you make your own? And I thought to myself,
Never gonna happen.
This must have been before the whole razor and the candy apple business that was going on. What the fuck then?
So what? I actually know that story very, very well.
Okay.
Because it's part urban legend and it's part not.
Well, I remember hearing that it was a family member trying to poison or trying to kill a family member, right?
Yes. So the dad was trying to kill his kids, and their friends by poisoning pixie sticks. He put rat poison into their pixie sticks.
That must have been a wicked high. Holy shit. Go on.
But yeah, so he died. He got sentenced to death.
Oh, that's good.
Well, I mean, I think he killed like 5 kids.
We don't need scum like that floating around.
If you want a bit more into it, I think they talk about it in Cropsy. It's a documentary. It's up on Netflix. If it's not Cropsy, then I think it's Urban Legends or something like that. I can't remember exactly which one, but they're both very, very similar and both very good.
Yeah, so
highly recommend.
Rat poison, pixie sticks aside, the whole like they were like implying that they make the cat. Sorry if you can hear, there's a cat in here. Our second episode, and it's the noisiest one. There you go. There you go. All right. Basically, so it's like, okay, reuse
I'm checking your synopsis of the special against the actual Wikipedia
So,
synopsis
well,
of the special.
in the special, it's like, hey, kids, why don't you use your old costumes from last year? And I go, I get that. That's fine enough. All right, kids, why don't you make your own Halloween candy if every single option at your grocery store has been tainted? I'm like, razor blade apple or rat poison pixie stick. That's not going to work. People aren't going to take handmade treats if they don't know what the fuck's in them. But go on. Hey, kids, if your pumpkin has a giant fucking gash in it, someone's already cut the mouth out for you. And then I think to myself, like, I like to carve a pumpkin in a very specific way, and I don't really want a giant ass hole in it. Also, someone's livelihood is now at stake. And that's about all I had to say about Scary Godmother 2.
You got it bang on.
Yeah, I know.
You got it bang on. Yeah, so he smashes the pumpkins first. And then he goes and writes poison on all the candy and flammable on all the costumes, causing the pumpkin to... So there's a pumpkin.
Oh, yeah.
That's
this is the spirit of Halloween or something, right?
Yeah, it's the spirit of Halloween.
Yeah, and it's a giant fucking jack-o'-lantern or pumpkin, and it just shrinks.
What's even worse is the Fright Side realm, which is where the Scary Godmother and all of her friends reside, is disappearing while all this is happening.
It's like Back
so
to the
he's
Future.
not only caused how much property damage,
Hundreds
destroyed
of
a
property
family's
damage.
livelihood.
Thousands of dollars in potential revenue loss.
He is also almost committing genocide.
I mean, they're fictional characters, so unless you're one of those weirdos on Twitter that thinks the Joker is a real person, and you know, all right, but I'm just saying, like,
I mean, in the context of the story,
okay, I mean, I guess, but like,
he's by proxy committing genocide by
Fuck.
destroying an entire
Fuck.
realm of existence.
he is committing genocide. Ugh.
Oh wait, the gang decides to
But
have
wait,
a Halloween
there's more.
party and invite Jimmy, who covers the place where the party was to be held, the spook house, with toilet paper.
I remember that.
When they discover what happened, they fear Halloween is officially off. causing Halloween to be replaced with November 1st on the calendar. So it just completely gets rid of the day of October 31st.
I mean, man, it's just 1 year. Like, someone's gonna clean that shit up. Like, Halloween will happen next year. But basically, after
Harry's
that,
shirt disappears.
basically after that, it's like, I think the little girl's like, they look like ghosts, and then they continue to have the fucking house party, right? Am I correct? Like, the toilet paper just looked like ghost
Hannah
decoration?
tells them that the toilet paper looks like ghosts.
Oh, I knew it.
After the fright side is back to normal, just based on her saying that
Fucking
toilet
hell.
paper looks like ghosts.
Yeah, the sequel wasn't as good. The sequel wasn't as good, and it was a lot of fourth wall breaking, which I'm not a fan of. Scary
done well,
Godmother
it's
and
nice.
Scary Godmother 2.
Wait, then there's still more to the special after that.
Oh, yeah.
The kids go to the fright side to celebrate. When they arrive, the monsters scare them. They laugh it off when they see them. When Jimmy arrives, the guests begin to dance, and he steals the best costume prize. So this shit has already almost completely destroyed an entire day in a calendar. It gets fixed, and what does he do? Just for spite, I'm going to steal your maybe $10, $20 trophy. Your plastic piece of shit trophy.
Probably had it custom engraved. Let's be real.
Okay,
Okay.
35.
All right.
35.
You know what? 50. I'm going to say $50.
Okay, we're going to say $50.
Let's give it a good $50, all right? That's a lot of money. That's half a day's work for some people. For most people, it's half a day's work. I wouldn't fucking want to lose that. All right, so he steals the prize. Then what?
They announce the winner of the best costume contest. The prize is gone. We then see Jimmy with the prize, only to be busted by Harry, who wanted the candy. So they begin to fight over it. Bugaboo arrives, causing Jimmy and Harry to crash into him, making Harry fly out of the house, and Jimmy and Bugaboo screaming at each other. After Jimmy's fright, Bugaboo explains that he looked really scary, so Scary Godmother announces that Jimmy has won the contest by...
Oh, yo, that's just a fucking cop-out. Are you joking? I don't remember that. Oh, wow. Is that the end, at least?
And then Jimmy's back to his old self again. The show ends with Harry trying to convince the audience to give him spare candy and send it to his address, only to be dragged away by Mr. Pettibone and Scary Godmother, ending the show for Harry.
Oh, there you go. And we never got a scary
Wait,
Godmother.
ending the show for Harry? Are they going to kill him? You've been a liability this year, Harry.
You almost fucking ruined our special costume contest, Harry. I'm gonna fuck you up, dude.
Harry!
Harry! I'm looking to buy a fine automobile from him. Okay, so there's one classic out of the way, or at least two. I guess if you want to count the Scary Godmother movies as one movie, you could. I do. It's all one movie out of the way. Let's move on, I think, to the classic American Halloween special that I think still gets played to this day.
Maybe.
Unless millennials have killed off Charlie Brown, but I'm talking about the fucking Great Pumpkin. All right. Might be my favorite Halloween special. Hey, Dunk?
It's pretty good.
Well, there you have it.
It's pretty good.
The Great Pumpkin, Charlie Brown. I like it because I like Charlie Brown. And I like the nihilistic nature of the character. Everything sucks. His Halloween costume sucks. But at the end of the day, he finds the true... He sucks. But at the end of the day, he finds the true spirit of Halloween, which is have fun, get candy,
Get diabetes.
get diabetes. It doesn't really matter. And I like that it still gets played every year.
Maybe some minor PTSD.
Maybe some minor PTSD if he runs into the boogeyman. Get up here, cat. Yeah, I like the Peanuts Halloween specials a lot. Or the Peanuts, like, holiday specials, period. You know, like, there's one for Thanksgiving that I never fucking see, but I'm sure it's okay. But, the Great Pumpkin's kind of a cultural icon, right?
Mm.
It's just...
Well, let's see. Here, I have the Wikipedia article for the Great Pumpkin itself, as opposed to, the whole special. So, the Great Pumpkin is an unseen holiday figure in the comic strip Peanuts. Holiday figure to whom only Linus believes. According to Linus, the Great Pumpkin flies around bringing toys to sincere and believing children on Halloween evening.
I remember how whack this shit was now.
Every year, Linus sits in a pumpkin patch, a place Linus believes is the most sincere and lacking in hypocrisy.
Okay.
On Halloween night, waiting for the Great Pumpkin to appear. Invariably, the Great Pumpkin fails to turn up, but a humiliated yet undefeated Linus stubbornly vows to wait for him again the following Halloween. Linus acknowledges the similarities between Great Pumpkin and Santa Claus, the existence of which Linus considers to be ambiguous.
Okay.
In the television special, Linus tells Charlie Brown he'll stop believing in the Great Pumpkin when Charlie Brown stops believing in Santa Claus, while writing to the Great Pumpkin that Santa Claus has better publicity.
Okay.
Charlie Brown attributes Linus's belief in the Great Pumpkin to denominational differences.
Yeah, man, that's the thing with Schultz, is that it was just like fucking pretty serious for a kid's Halloween special. He just got really technical with it. Even the Peanuts comic strips are like that, and that's why I like him so much.
Religious metaphors.
Religious metaphor, yeah, it's really deep. It's like that and Calvin and Hobbes were always like the two that I always liked. So like, I'm a huge fan of the Peanuts holiday specials. My girlfriend isn't so much. Mm-hmm. Like for me, I know it's a little early. Nothing quite screams Christmas to me like the Vince Guaraldi trio. And they were the, they were the band that primarily composed a lot of the soundtrack for the Peanuts holiday specials and stuff like that. So every time I hear, Christmas time is like, you know what I'm talking about?
I know exactly what you're talking about.
You can probably slip in a little audio clip, but I'm sure it's synonymous with holidays for me. It's like every time I hear that, I'm like, Christmas time is here. And hearing that just kind of gets me all warm and nostalgic inside.
It is here.
It is here. It's not quite here. The day after Remembrance Day is when Christmas time is here. Anything before that, what the hell? Anyway, go on.
The Great Pumpkin has been a symbol of strong faith and foolish faith, leading to vastly different interpretations of creator Charles Schultz's own faith. As described in the book on Schultz's religious views, A Charlie Brown Religion.
Yeah, man, Schultz was deep. I'm not even joking.
Schultz's views were very personal and often misinterpreted. Mm-hmm. Linus's seemingly unshakable belief in the Great Pumpkin and his desire to foster the same belief in others has been interpreted as a parody of Christian evangelism by some observers. Others have seen Linus's belief in the Great Pumpkin as symbolic of the struggles faced by anyone with beliefs or practices that are not shared by the majority.
Yeah, I see that.
Yeah, that's a good way of seeing it. Still, others view Linus's lonely vigils in the service of a being that may or may not exist and which never makes its presence known in any case as a metaphor for mankind's basic existential dilemmas. Charles Schultz himself, however, claimed no motivation beyond the humor of having one of his young characters confuse Halloween with Christmas. In the 1959 sequence of strips in which the Great Pumpkin is first mentioned, for instance, Schultz also has Linus suggest that he and the other kids go out and sing pumpkin carols, something which he also asks the trick-or-treating kids in the special itself.
Well, there you have it. That was a mouthful.
Maybe
that was a whole mouthful of Wikipedia there, Duncan.
Yeah, so maybe people are just reading into the Great Pumpkin so much. Wow.
Look at this fucking cat, dude. I don't know. I haven't seen any Halloween specials this year yet. That used to be a huge... He's having a fucking episode right now. What is it?
Do you remember Pop Tropica?
I do. Created by the guy that wrote Diary of a Wimpy Kid. Of course, Jeff Kinney.
Yeah.
What's going on?
So, in October 2010, 44 years after the initial airing of It's the Great Pumpkin, Charlie Brown, the Great Pumpkin was the topic of a licensed use by the online game Pop Tropica.
I remember that. Yeah, I remember that.
The site's 15th island is Great Pumpkin Island and features several of the Peanuts characters interacting with players. As the island follows the same plot as the original TV special, the Great Pumpkin does not appear and turns out to be Snoopy with a pumpkin on his head.
I don't know. Halloween is interesting, It's crazy to see I think the kids still go out and trick or treat, right? Like that hasn't been killed off yet.
Not
It's
yet.
kind of dangerous, right? You don't really want to. I personally, I would go trick or treating if I had kids. I would take my kids trick or treating.
Yeah.
A lot of parents are afraid to do it now
Why?
because we live in a fucking weird society.
If you're with your kid, you're fine.
I know, but like, you know, look through the candy. Make sure there's no razor blades. Make sure your wrappers don't say THC on them. I hear that's a problem now, is like people are going to start handing out edibles for Halloween.
No, and I'll tell you why. I'll tell you why they won't.
Because that shit's expensive.
It's fucking expensive. Why would I give a kid my $5 gummy bear?
Singular.
Singular gummy bear that is $5.
I mean, man, you're high. You fuck up. Trick or treat. What's up, dude?
You know how much of
gummy
a
bear.
panic it would turn into a whole fucking thing if you're stoned and then you going to grab another gummy bear and the gummy bear is gone.
Oh,
and then
shit.
it just
shit.
turns into like a movie of running around harassing kids trying to find that
Can I have
gummy
your
bear.
gummy bears? Fuck off. These are Haribos. Fuck, man. I don't want that shit. Get out of here. Hey, man, can I have some gummy bears? Sour Patch Kids. These aren't Sour Diesel Patch Kids. Fuck off.
I do want to briefly talk about My Babysitter's a Vampire, though.
Sure. I don't have much history with that show. That's more of a you thing, but I suppose I've had my fair share.
I remember the movie more than the show.
Okay.
Because it was a huge thing. It was made specifically for Teletoon.
Mm-hmm.
So leading up to it, it was just nonstop. Here's our original movie that's then going to be turned into a series. And this and that, and it's live action, and it's going to be really, really cool.
Mm-hmm.
And then, so
Sigh.
it follows a guy named Ethan Morgan.
I hate it when... Really?
Yeah.
That's just fucking funny. Now that's just funny.
He's a geeky freshman. He's not trusted by his parents to stay home alone with his little sister. So you know what they do?
What do they do?
They hire another freshman to babysit him.
Well, that's just weird.
Yeah. You know what happens?
Freshman's a vampire.
That freshman's a vampire.
He's like, well, fucking obviously, Ethan. Like, the freshman's a vampire. It's in the name of the show.
Yeah.
I'm loving this cat.
Yeah,
Rare.
so you know what else happens? You know what else happens? He obviously starts falling in love with his babysitter.
Mm-hmm.
Which, that's got to be a whole situation there.
It's just got to be weird.
Yeah. There's a whole thing about a Twilight parody because this came out in 2010.
2010. So this was like the height of the popularity.
This was
of
the
that series.
height of This was the height.
Did you ever watch the Twilight movies?
Yes,
Did you like them?
they're hilarious.
Hilariously bad.
Oh yeah.
Okay. all
No,
right.
they're hilariously bad.
I was gonna say. I remember that was a huge
Team Mustache Dad.
Team Mustache Dad. I'm trying to grow out a mustache right now. So we're gonna be mustache dadding it in a little bit.
But
Go on.
one of the parts that I will always remember and that I love so much, one is they have this friend, Rory. Now this guy is the biggest fucking dweeb ever.
Never trust a homie named Rory.
And then he gets turned into a vampire.
Right.
You know what this guy starts doing after he gets turned into a vampire?
What's he
Starts dressing like the most Ed Hardy piece of shit you've ever seen.
do? Leather jacket?
Not quite leather jacket, oversized hoodie.
Oh, it's not really Ed Hardy.
Okay, not Ed Hardy then. More like we're talking oversized hoodie,
Oversized hoodie.
track pants.
Like literally any kid that skates today.
Yeah.
Okay. Just
But
oversized.
colorful.
But colorful.
But colorful.
Like he was dressed colorfully.
Yes.
Oh, yeah. So like any kid that skates today and also shops at Urban Outfitters.
Yes.
Yeah, that's it.
Yeah. Another part that I love a lot was they got UV lights. Because, like,
Black lights.
Yeah, vampires are scared of the sun.
Of course.
It's got to be the UV rays. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna get some UV lights from a tanning bed, and we're gonna hook them up to car batteries. Put those car batteries in our backpack, and we're gonna have fucking lightsabers.
Can I just say something?
Yeah.
I don't think that's up to code.
That's not up to code, man.
Not up to code, man.
But you know what?
God damn.
It was a thing that happened.
Man. It's like Troll Hunter. It was the same thing. Did you ever watch Troll Hunter? That Norwegian movie. It was like a found footage thing.
Not even joking. A coworker and I were talking about that today.
So you have seen it?
I have seen it.
One of my favorites, and I just remember it was the same sort of premise. Is like, these trolls only come out at night. I'm trying to do my best impression of the English dub of the old dude. These trolls only come out at night, and they hate the sunlight. So I use UV rays like in a tanning bed, and I kill them. Sick movie, though. I fucking love that. I might even go watch it tonight. But yeah, no.
It was animated, not animated. It was nominated for a couple different awards here, the TV series. It holds a 74% audience approval on Rotten Tomatoes. The movie has a 6.4 rating on IMDb. Pretty Famous gives it a smart rating of 82.
82. All right. My Babysitter's a Vampire. I'll have to give it a watch.
You know what? After you're done watching Scary Godmother, go slap on My Babysitter's a Vampire, like the movie. See if it's good.
Let us know. Send us an email if you guys listen to that and you liked any of the episodes or specials we recommended or talked about tonight. If you've watched them, let us know what you guys think.
Yeah, and
We'd love to hear it.
I'll post up that list that I have of Canadian Halloween specials for everybody to enjoy. If I haven't already posted it up, I may post it up sort of leading up to this episode. But if I haven't, then I'll make sure that it's all posted up on the day after.
All right.
That. Or on the day of.
Day of?
Yeah, on Halloween.
All right, folks. And on that bombshell, we hope you guys have a safe and happy Halloween. Eat lots of candy. Watch lots of horror movies. Stay spooky.
And
don't put rat poison in your pixie sticks.
Yeah.
And what else?
And be careful of your blood sugar. Don't want no diabetes.
Oh, yeah, and don't do that.
And don't run over any kitties.
Okay, this is getting grim now. Happy Halloween. Okay, bye.
Bye.
Perfect.